Hello everyone, this is Kate Allen, otherwise known as the latest Kate, and I'm going to show you how I draw a panda, specifically the panda that I drew for my last weekend posts. And the caption was basically about, if you feel gross about your body, that doesn't mean that your body is gross. I wanted to go with a panda for this caption specifically because the aim was like something that is a bit chubby by nature, and also very cute. I tend to choose fuzzier animals when it's my pick. On Patreon, my patrons vote for what animals I draw, so sometimes you all challenge me and get me drawing things like sloth-acorns. Which is a sloth unicorn. And that was something else. It took a while for me to figure out how to draw the sloth-acorn to my specifications. But anyway, this is me shaping out where I want the panda's body type to look. I want it to be a bit chubby. I want the arms to come down kind of folded together in sort of a demure pose, and then it's just sitting on his bum, so his legs are coming out with his feet sticking out. It's a very casual, just kind of unthreatening sort of pose, and I try and do that when I caption my images. Figure out what is the best mood or tone for the drawing. And so a panda just kind of sitting on his rump, just looking at the viewer, I felt was the best sort of visual accompaniment to a caption that's essentially about learning to not be cruel to yourself. Here I am shaping out the toes. A lot of this, learning how to draw this kind of stuff, is a lot of trial and error, just looking at a lot of reference photos of animals and understanding how to translate something that's in 3D to a 2D drawing. And I think that some people have really good natural spatial awareness of how these sorts of things work. For me, it takes a lot of practice. I've been drawing since I was, as soon as I could pick up a marker when I was a toddler. And so learning how to do this is just a lot of trying to shape things out and understand what looks off and how to redraw it. For example, drawing in the eye highlights to make it so that the eyes look like they're looking directly at the viewer is something that I still struggle with a lot. And in sketches, I kind of don't really bother to make sure that they're correct, because when you draw digitally, you can move your each part of the drawing around until you get it at the perfect spot. And so I'm not really trying really hard to be precise here. I'm trying to get the basic shapes down so that I can go back in later and make sure it's perfect. We're getting there though. I'm filling in the darker parts just as a reference to myself later on. And also kind of, sort of interesting to note, when I was recording this, the only way that I can record it at the moment is having the camera sit on top of my monitor, and so it's looking down on my desk at an angle, and so it's actually flipped and mirrored. So the drawing ends up being flipped to the other side. I want to say that it's horizontally, but I don't think that's right. It might be vertically. In any case, this is a mirrored version of this drawing, which you will see from the finished image. And we're almost there. It's all about the things that I focus on when I'm trying to draw is getting the silhouette very obvious what animal it is. Like if this entire image were just completely black, I think you would still be able to tell that it's a bear. And that's one of those design principles, not so much something that I learned when I was studying illustration, but more so when I was studying graphic design, that you want the viewer to really understand what the drawing is on multiple levels. It kind of makes it easier on people's brains to absorb information if you give them that information clearly. And the other thing I try and focus on is just shaping out the pose and the proportions of the image. I'm trying to show the drawing to the camera, and because it's flipped and mirrored, I can't figure it out. But there it is. The sketch is done. I think it's really cute, and I'm excited to show you the rest of the process of how I drew this. Thanks so much for watching.